King Baba Baba. Watch it. Man. Watch it. Hey. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
Hey guys, it's Reilly.
And Dale, her dad.
Welcome back to Really Reilly the podcast.
In stereo.
Well, actually, it's not, but it is available on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. Anyways, if you're new here, we'll be talking about the good and the bad experiences we've had, family drama, relationships, college and career,
some special guests, and maybe a few surprises.
Alrighty, let's get into it. Today's episode is about relationships.
Just in time for Valentine's Day. How many of you have had a complicated or compromising relationship or situation?
You mean situationship?
Really, Reilly? Is that what you call it?
Yep, that's exactly what I call it.
Anyways, you have a story you want to share with us?
So, okay. I dated this guy for about 2 years, and mind you, I was moving home in a couple of days to be closer to him, to then find out that he had kissed another girl in the parking lot of a very popular nightclub back home in Barbados. It was a long-distance relationship, but honestly, I wouldn't say that justified anything. You would think that there would be some kind of trust in there, in the relationship in general. I was on my way to the dentist, and that's when I got the text saying I kissed another girl. And I'm just thinking to myself, what the actual shit is happening to me right now? What do you mean you kissed another girl? Did you kiss her? Or did you, kiss her? Or was it I just, kissed her? And, that's it. So many thoughts were, emerging in my head. And I was, about to cry, but I was I can't cry. My mom's in the car. Great. So, what do? Do I, stay with him? Do I try to make this work since I'm getting on a plane in 5 days? Can I forgive him? Did he not think that I wouldn't find out?
I don't know how you dealt with that one. I heard that story and I was like, okay, so do I need to go down there and take care of him?
Define take care of him.
Oh, no, I don't want to because I could maybe possibly be, investigated.
Honestly, how did I deal with that? I just didn't. I feel honestly, how does any girl deal with a cheating situation?
It's never easy.
They cry about it.
Yeah.
They just, for me, I was crying on the bathroom floor.
Mm-hmm.
What a dark moment for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was just a dark time in my life.
Well, we all have had them. I got one. You want to hear it?
Okay, yeah, go.
Oh, well. So, had a little college sweetheart that then turned into a little after college, let's move in together, let's see how this works sort of thing. And it was okay for a little bit, but then it got a little bit crazy. Well, she was a little bit needy, a little bit clingy, immature maybe, and then it got kind of psycho.
Define psycho.
You know what? She was just extra. If I was hanging out with my homies, having a couple, playing hoops, whatever, it was what time are you going to be home? After I finished playing basketball and maybe having some wings with my buddies? And what time is that going to be? I'm not sure. Could be 10, 11, midnight. Don't wait up. But I want to see you when you come home. Okay, sure. Stay up all night then. So that was that situation. I mean, a lot of emotional baggage, a real energy vampire. We lived together for almost 2 years. But here's the crazy part that happened. Are you ready for it?
Hit me with it.
So I decided that I had to get out of there.
Just pack your bags.
I just had to be gone and stay gone. So
you ghosted her? What'd you do?
No, I didn't ghost her. I did a little bit something different that was kind of gangsta.
Okay, how gangsta are we talking about here?
Well, here's the thing. So it's 4th of July weekend, right?
Great.
And so it's literally that weekend. 4th of July is that Saturday, July 4th. And so July 3rd was a Friday. Little did she know, I had a half-day Friday, but I pretended like it was a full-day Friday. So we drive into the city, we drive to work. Bye, honey, see you later. And I leave, and then I call my boy, and I'm like, you ready? And he goes, yeah, I'm ready. We had already planned this move. So I'm like, you're going to pick me up, or meet me rather. We're going to go pick up the U-Haul truck. You're going to follow me in my Chevy Chevette. Yes, I had a Chevy Chevette. It was light blue. We're going to go to the crib. We're going to grab all my stuff. It's a snatch and grab. We're going to be out of there. Yes, a snatch and grab. We're going to be out of there in less than 10 minutes. and we're going to adios. And he was like, sounds like a plan. I'm in. And that's exactly what we did. And I remember the landlord just happened to be there that day. And she's like, you're moving out? I'm like, I am, but she's staying. Don't worry, it's all fine. And we peaced out.
A see you bye peace moment.
See you bye peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, like, with that story then, honestly, like, how'd you feel about it?
My story?
Like, no, like, just like that situation.
I mean, when I was going through it, it started out okay. I mean, like I said, we had a nice relationship.
No. Not that. I'm talking about, like, when you dipped and you left.
Oh, I felt fantastic. I was so energized. But wait, there's more.
There's more. Okay.
So, obviously, she looked for me and looked for me and looked for me and, found me. So that was not easy. But then, about a month later, I got a big promotion.
Dope.
So all that weight on my shoulders, that ball and chain, that anvil on my head, it was relieved and released. And I was able to be creative again. I got the mojo back. I was able to be Dale B. But yeah, true story.
Nice. But like, would you say like there's any ex in your life that you would want back?
Wow, that's tough. Honestly, there's always the one that got away, right? There's always one that you were like, woulda, coulda, shoulda, maybe, I don't know. I think we all have one of those.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't yet, but...
Well, that's okay. You're still kind of young, but I have one.
Well, for me, there is no one from my past that would include friendships. Let me just put that out there. No one from my past that I would honestly reconsider having back in my life or rekindling with, as I would call it, or as you and mom would call it.
So you're just done. So when you're done, and that's it. See ya, bye, and don't even call me.
Because honestly, like, that's just how it is. And I honestly like to be like, okay, is this like a Scorpio thing? Because like...
No, but I think that what happens is, you get to a point where you just say to yourself, it's not worth it. That pain is not worth it. I don't want to relive it again. So I'm just going to walk away and never look back. I had talked about that actually in an earlier episode, how, you can relive that pain over and over again.
Right.
And you want to remember a little piece of it because it's going to keep you like, legit. Right. It's going to keep you on your toes, but you don't want to belabor it. You don't want to keep reliving it over.
Yeah, like rekindling the situation.
It's like a broken record. It just keeps skipping and going over and going over and going over and going over. It's like, no, it's like a hiccup. It's like, no, you deal with it, you get over it, you're crushed, you move on,
And with that said, I would just honestly consider this as a great learning lesson, like every relationship that I've ever experienced in my life.
Interesting. Dating is kind of crazy though, like nowadays versus like back in the day.
It definitely is. Like 100%.
Like new school versus old school?
Oh my gosh. Like I kind of wish that we could just go back in time sometimes,
I mean, like, back in the day, like if I met somebody, I was like, she seems kind of nice. And then you start having like the phone calls that last all night.
Like you and mom all the time?
Well, we went through that. Yes. Those.
And then grandpa was like, get married because I'm done.
He was like, I can't afford this phone bill, man. You guys are killing me. So yeah, there's that, And then you meet the parents eventually, you court the gal, you take her out, wine and dine, flowers, all that stuff, open the door. But now you got these dating apps and you don't even know if they're real or fake. Like, is that a Photoshop picture of somebody or a stock photo? Or is that the actual person I'm talking to?
Honestly, it's not even just that. But now it's like people be leaving you on read and delivered. And I feel like the worst part, honestly, for me, it makes me so irritated when I'm left on read. If this is not business related, why the hell do you have time to read my message but not respond?
Well, the thing is, if they have the parameters on the phone to where it shows that it was read, then I guess that happens, right?
And it pisses me off even more. Like now, not only do I know that I'm read, but now it's there as a reminder, double blue ticks. If y'all have WhatsApp, you know what's up. And I can see it. Yeah. And then it's not even like, I feel like for me, it makes me even more irritated when someone reads me and it's on WhatsApp.
Oh, yeah.
Like if it's on iMessage, whatever.
Right.
But if it's on WhatsApp.
With the double green check marks?
Blue.
Oh, blue, sorry.
And I'm just like.
Yeah.
And then they want to give me some kind of excuse where it's like, well, I was busy.
Right.
Like all
And
day.
they read it. It has a timestamp. It was
Yes,
read at 5:22 p.m. And then you respond back at like 5:38. And then like 11:02, no message.
Why?
12 a.m.,
honestly,
no message.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, why can't you just read it and respond? Or be like, listen, BRB, like, I'm busy right now. Or just simply not open the message.
I hear you.
Like, honestly.
Well, then what about like the whole FaceTime and video call thing?
Before even that, you got Netflix and chill.
Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't have Netflix back then. We had video cassettes.
Thank the Lord. Can we go back to your days?
Pop the tape and I mean, those days were okay. The technology is better now, though.
Okay, well, that's great. But nowadays, when you go over a guy's or a girl's house, it's like, you want to just like Netflix and chill, babe? And it's just like, define Netflix and chill.
I know.
Like, you want to pop a bottle of wine and watch some flicks and you want to like chill? Or do you just want to like, let me put my arm around you and like just chill?
See, it gets a little tricky there for us guys because, we think when the moment is right, will you be ready? And the problem is it may not be that moment. And you're like, yeah, but I thought that you felt that you wanted to. Oh, sorry. Do I need to go?
Honestly, though.
It's crazy.
Honestly, no. Because for me, I like a date. Like, I like to get to know you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, what are some of the dates that, like, you and mom went on, like, back in the day or, like, in general?
Well, I mean, the classic date is dinner and a movie, right?
Right.
You pick the lady up, you open the door. Hi, how are you? Maybe you bring flowers, whatever. It doesn't matter. But, you have that all planned out, right? You get in your car, you open the door for her, you make sure it's all comfortable, right? Take her to the spot, nice restaurant. Oh, hello, sir. Yes, sir, you have a table for two? Yes, over here. And you get the nice table, blah, 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 candlelight, some nice music, and you have dinner,
What a nice life. Can we please go back to those days?
Yeah, you have a nice dinner, and then sometimes the movie is optional because sometimes, you just keep having a nice conversation, having a little vino, maybe have a little dessert. Well, for me, I had the other dessert location. So it was like dinner here. Then I had my little favorite spot in the village.
Oh, yes, I've been there.
Yes, that place.
That place.
Yes, that place in the village.
Should we shout them out?
I mean, we could shout them out.
Shout out to
The Lantern.
We love that place. We
Right
love you guys.
near Washington Square Park. And, you go there, you get the cappuccino, and the tiramisu is killer. And then they have that other, like, mud, chocolate, lava
cake.
Java, whatever it is, molten lava cake. It's good.
Yeah.
That, a cappuccino, and a sambuca, and I'm feeling pretty good.
Honestly, I think that was your order. The actual time that we went there.
That's kind of my go-to order.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, I'll have the tiramisu, I'll have the cappuccino, and I will also have a sambuca. Would you like the coffee beans or not? Yes, I will have it with the coffee beans. Thank you.
And anyways, and now, like, because you mentioned FaceTime and video calls.
Right.
Because not everybody has FaceTime.
No.
But they do have WhatsApp calling.
They do have WhatsApp calling.
Or, like, I feel like no one would Zoom.
Hey, there's Hangouts, too. Have you heard about that one?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. You can do that on your little computer. But, like, so let's run down these different types of relationships, right? I mean, you have, like, the courtship, the whole getting to know you, a.k.a. dating kind of thing that I talked about.
Right.
Then you got, like, the long-term relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the single partner, like, monogamous relationship. I care about you.
It's meaningful.
It's meaningful. It's nice, right? Maybe if you're lucky, it might lead to marriage, like legally binding contract together.
What we all hope for in this society, but we'll probably never get through because people suck.
But then you got those crazy little open relationships where you can freely see other people.
Freely.
That's crazy.
See other people.
I mean, then you got those long distance relationships, which is what I had with your mom. Kind of tough, because we didn't have FaceTime back then. So it was the phone calls that lasted all night. Like literally, you're on the phone from like 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And then it's like, da, 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 da,
okay, so could she hear you snoring or like how
Probably. I probably fell
gosh.
asleep on her a couple times. I think I did probably.
Did she ever choose to like hang up or was it?
Oh, yeah,
just,
she hung up. I was like, hello? Oh.
I was like, okay.
She hung up. But I called back and maybe she was sleeping. True. But, those are cool, and then you got the occasional visits, if you can afford to go to that city or country, in my case, island. And then there's the crazy relationship, the friends with benefits.
Honestly, no strings attached. Gotta love it.
That's so crazy because it's like, okay, so we're just going to get together. We're going to hook up. We're going to have a nice little time.
And then it's a see ya, bye, peace.
That was fun. See you next time. I'll be in touch. I'll call you. Call me.
Maybe.
Maybe not. Who knows? It's crazy.
I never know, honestly. But then again.
But I mean, that gets into a whole kind of moral thing, which we won't get into.
Right.
But that's a whole crazy deal. What are you going to do?
Honestly, whatever works for that individual or individual.
Well, that becomes a situationship, to use your word.
Goodbye.
Really, Reilly?
Just like, honestly, goodbye.
Okay. But, I mean, listen, you got some complicated relationships, though. I mean, sometimes they get really complicated.
Define complicated.
I mean, sometimes you have like the best intentions, when it comes to your partner, you want to like really see how that can work. But it gets complicated.
But, like, this is why you go on dates before you, like, get a title or, be like, we're together.
But it takes time. TikTok. Takes time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You got to, like, spend time together, talk about all kinds of things. And the thing is, some people can't handle the truth. So it's like, all right.
That's a fact.
We're going to talk about, are we really going to talk here? Are you really going to tell me everything that's going on in your brain?
And how honest are you going to be?
And do I really want to hear you unload everything that's going on upstairs?
Emotional baggage.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love it.
So, but then again, if you really believe in somebody and you're into them and, you just want to see where that's going to go, then it's cool. But then you got the situations where they're just begging for attention. Like my college honey back then, just constantly like, when are you going to be back? Are we going to go visit my folks today? I want to go play basketball. It's Sunday and it's like 85 degrees.
Oh,
it's basketball playoff season. I just want to go play some hoops in the park. Can a brother play some hoops? Today? Sure, we'll go visit your folks. Fine. Wait, they got a hoop attached to the garage, don't they? Bet I'm bringing the ball. I'm shooting hoops outside.
Oh, no.
Why not?
Oh, my bad. I thought you meant she was going to play hoops with you.
I mean, if she wanted to take a few shots, she could. But me being 6'2" and change and her being about 5'4", $110 dripping wet, I'm going to have to block her shot. Oops.
You dated a girl that was 5'4"?
Your mom's 5'4".
Burn. Never mind.
Did you forget?
Sorry, Mom.
Or think you forgot your mother's height?
I honestly did because I'm 5'7".
That's sad. I know. She didn't. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
But yeah, like, honestly, back to complicated relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I believe if someone is really into you, like, you shouldn't have to keep begging them for attention. Like, they're going to do what they got to do to make you a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And with that said...
You got a rule about that?
I was just going to say that.
Tell me.
Yes, the 3-day rule.
3 days.
Well, what do you think it is?
I don't know.
You have no idea whatsoever.
A 3-day rule.
Like you've never, ever, ever heard of the 3-day rule.
What does that mean? 3 days and then what happens?
Okay, so here it is.
Tell me.
And this is something I love to live by, and I probably shouldn't like reveal my secrets, but I feel like this is like a stamina now. Like it's just out there in the universe, in the world, it's public. Just give him 3 days, right?
3 days.
3 days.
Okay.
And someone said that this was the best advice that a 19-year-old roommate gave her.
3 days.
3 days.
So 3 days for what? 3 days to see if they're into you? 3 days to see if they're going to return your call or text? 3 days for what?
Yeah, all of that.
Oh, any of that?
Yeah, any of that.
Wow. So you send them a message or you leave them a voicemail.
You reach out, period.
Or you reach out.
Yeah.
And you don't call them back, reach out again, nothing for 3 days.
Yep. And this could even be in the talking stage or like whatever it is.
Okay. So 3 days. And then after 3 days, what do? Do you reach out to them or you just like, it's over?
Well, basically, like you said, wait 3 days, no text, no communication, no call, no nothing. And then see if he or she comes back.
That's got to be hard, man. So 3 days and you sent a message to that person or you text them or something and you're not going to reach out at all for 3. Like, how do you look at your phone? You're like, no message.
Well, here's the thing. Now with Instagram and like all social media platforms, what works for me, and, you know, I'm sure for a lot of other girls or guys, I log out, you know, being...
you log out?
Yeah.
So you turn off?
Yeah.
For 3 days?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sometimes longer.
That's kind of cold turkey.
Yeah. I mean, like, I let my audience know, like, I'm peacing out for a little bit.
So you just peace out for 3 days, and ain't nobody can get a hold of you for 3 days. You're not reading nothing, and if they hit you up, it's fine, but you're not going to see it because you're not connected.
Correct.
So you won't even see like a banner or nothing.
I will see nothing.
Bring, you got
No,
mail. Nothing.
no.
Wow.
And if I'm really, like, in that mood where I just don't want to talk to people,
Yeah.
I put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, snap. The little moon thingy?
The little moon thingy.
Wow. DND.
Well, because I can't turn off my phone.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because then it's
Because
like,
I might have to call you.
and, like, also other people and, like, you know,
Yeah.
business related.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
So you put it, so now do you put it on the moon for everybody, or do you select certain people and put them on the moon? Because you know you could do that.
Yes.
You could do that.
I do that for certain people.
Oh, snap.
Because they really annoy me.
You put them on the moon?
Yes.
Wow.
And group chats.
Wow.
Yeah.
Group chats too? You put the whole group chat on the moon?
Well, what wouldn't you? Like, I don't want all those messages blowing me up.
Well, if they're blowing you up
So
and if they're
annoying.
talking smack, then you can't, you know.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to hear or see that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
distracting.
Messes
Like,
up your mojo, messes up your whole vibe.
Exactly.
We don't like that.
Yeah. No, not at all.
Yeah, we want to stay all cool and chill.
But, like, back to the 3 days.
Talk
like,
to me.
You were telling me, like, some people, what if you can't wait 3 days?
That's
Like-
a long time, 3 days.
No,
That's
really?
24 hours times 3.
Okay, well,
That's kind of a long time.
don't you have, like, a job or hobbies?
What you would hope.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, and so to that point, so if a man is about his business, right? Like he has a real job, he has a real career, he's doing stuff, he might be busy for those 3 days.
Okay.
So then what happens if he doesn't call you till the 4th day?
You wait a week.
Or so there's like a little flexibility in that parameter?
You wait as long as you have to.
But as long as you have to could be 2 weeks.
Okay, then in 2 weeks then.
So what's going on for these 2 weeks?
You're hustling and doing you.
You're doing your thing.
Always.
You're about your business.
Always.
All right, well, that's what's up.
like,
like that.
100%.
Okay, cool.
Like, you see, the thing is,
So you're busy, he's busy.
everybody's
and
busy.
then what happens when you're not so busy anymore? He's not so busy anymore. You just reconnect. It's cool.
Listen, I will always be too busy for a man. Let me put that out there right now.
Too busy. Oh, so then how does a guy get a chance to talk to you if
That's
you're
not my problem.
So you're so busy, he just has to keep reaching out until
I guess.
you have time for him.
And if I feel like reading him, I'm going to read him too.
Oh, snap.
It depends on where the message is. Because if it's
Okay.
on Instagram and I'm already logged out, I ain't seeing it. But,
Right,
you know,
that's right, because you're already like logged off.
that's a fact.
Okay.
But you see, the thing is,
Good thing I'm your dad and we're not dating.
if you keep running back to a man or a woman, like, they get off on it, right? Like,
Right.
obviously, it's like some kind of, like, ego thing,
Maybe.
you know? So, like, he or she knows that he's gonna have you coming back to him or her.
Right.
So, like, why not give him those 3 days or her those 3 days and make them realize, like, is this serious? Like, is it serious? Like, am I gonna lose you?
Well, I mean, if the guy is really busy and he's doing stuff, he may not even like put 2 and 2 together. He may be like, hey, she hasn't hit me in a couple of days. Well, she must be busy. Okay, well, I'm busy too. And just be busy being busy.
And this is where I go ahead and say, listen, us ladies, or whoever, honestly, we set the bar so low, like to the floor. It's on the ground at this point. How the frig can you not step over the freaking bar?
Yeah. You see, but there's the flip side of that too. And don't get upset when I say this, but I mean, you know, sometimes guys, we put y'all on that pedestal and you're so high up there and you're so amazing. Oh my, she's so special. And then y'all get that vibe, say, yeah, he's into me. I'm going to make him sweat. And that's not cool.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not upset with that. I feel like it's definitely not cool, but it depends on how much of a, you know, he's being or she's being. Like,
Yeah.
if they're being, like, you know, mean in a way where they're just avoiding you, and that brings me to my following point.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Like, what if they don't come back? Then what, right?
Well, then they weren't yours to begin with.
Exactly.
What's that old saying?
This is it right here.
Tell me.
Then why would you want to be with that person if they don't want you? Why would you want to be with someone like that in general? Like, come on. And this is what brings me to, and I say it all the time, know your worth, sis, okay? And move on. Just,
Yeah, I guess you're right, right? And guys too, you know. And this is the thing when it comes to guys, and something that I've been seeing or hearing or whatever. Sometimes guys don't understand what they're worth, you know?
yeah.
And
Yeah, for sure.
or they're too afraid or nervous to express or be vulnerable. And it's okay. You know, you can still be a man but express yourself. Be vulnerable. Tell a woman, why you feel a certain way.
Yeah, like why you're feeling that way. Like what makes you feel that way. Exactly.
I think maybe you set it up like, hey, I'm going to get deep with you for a second. Can you handle that? I think you got to set that up, because if you just start unloading, then it's like a needy situation. Like, wait, what's going on with this guy? But I think if you say, hey, you know what? I want to tell you something for real. Can I be real with you for a second? And then you say, this is what's going on with me.
But here's the thing. Yeah. That's where, like, let's say if you're FaceTiming or talking to them over the phone, you can't really, like, feel their vibe. You know what I mean? And you can't, you can't see them really. Like, you can see them,
but
obviously.
If you're FaceTiming, a video FaceTime, you can see them.
But you can't, feel their energy.
Yeah, I know.
Or see, their hand gestures. And that's a big one for me.
True.
Like, I want to see your body movement
the whole
to
body
what I'm talking to you about. You know what I mean?
The body language thing is a big deal. For example,
it's huge.
If a guy's with a gal, right, and you're sitting at, let's say a bar stool, or you're sitting at a table, or even standing, depending on the orientation of the woman, if she's like turned towards you and her body is sort of open, then she's interested. But if she's kind of like, has her body kind of closed up and turned away from you, she ain't that interested. It's kind of crazy.
But not always, because sometimes she could be like shy.
That's true. But you got to see, I guess the difference is if you're in a group, let's say you just met, right?
Okay.
And you got a couple of your guys with you, and she's got some of her girlfriends with her. And if she's having more fun with her girlfriends, and then when you try to introduce a thought or talk, and she's like, oh, and her body language changes, then she's not really into you. But if she's more open, like I said, and turned towards you, like her knee or her foot's towards you.
And also the voice, the voice.
The voice is huge, If she's very like, yeah, uh-huh.
Or she's like, yeah, like for sure.
Right. And the eyes,
Oh, the eyes, the hair twirling.
The hair twirling. Forgot about that. Yeah. Relationships are hard.
So complicated.
But Valentine's Day is around the corner.
Gotta love it.
So.
I'll be single.
Well, yeah.
Well, I am single, but anyways.
Yeah, me too. It's okay.
Well, with that said, so Dad, what are the 5 unrealistic relationship expectations?
Well, there will always be some kind of argument or disagreement, You're never going to agree on everything. You're never going to be like harmonious all the time.
Right.
And is that going to be a make or break situation in the relationship? You have an argument, you have a disagreement, you're like, I'm out of here. I don't think so. And hopefully that'll make the relationship stronger. You guys like talk it out. There may be some crying, there may be some hugging, there may be some lovey-doveyness, maybe.
Okay, that I agree on, but the crying, ew.
Well, it depends, it could get emotional. Could be some screaming, maybe. Could be some crying, could be some throwing stuff. I don't know.
You know what's another part of the story that I forgot to mention?
Okay.
Because this is important.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess. Well, you know what? With the whole argument and disagreement thing, I don't necessarily feel like I was in the wrong for this.
Okay.
Because he's my best friend.
All right.
Still is to this day.
Okay.
We've had our ups and downs, but he's one of my ride or dies.
Okay, that's cool.
I could call him and he could answer. It's just, that's how it is.
Right.
And so I was dating that guy, for the past 2 years.
Right.
But, yeah. And we were just at a party.
Yeah.
The nightclub is Harbor Lights. Shout out to you guys.
Dig it.
And one of my favorite little spots. But yeah, and just a whole argument. I think it was after a cruise or something. In fact, you know what? No, it started before. And then we got to the club after. And it was well, if you're still going to be his friend and talk to him, then we're done.
Wow.
And he literally kind of broke up with me and then dipped and went into lights. It was I'm single. And I was and then he comes back and he's I'm not actually single. I forgive you. So that was just mad weird.
That's a game. And that's so immature.
That should have been a moment where if I could go back to my younger self and be okay, yeah, Reilly, be done. Then I would have been. But I guess I loved him so much that it was I can't lose him.
That happens.
But yeah.
But so we're talking about these unrealistic relationship expectations. So what else we got?
We have, there will never not be anybody else. Notice, well, let me rephrase that. They're not going to never notice anybody else besides you. Because obviously, like, yes, you're attractive and that's why they're into you. But you're telling me, like, they're not going to, like, look at someone at a coffee shop and admire them.
Well, you know what my thing is?
What's that?
You can look in the window so long as you don't go in the store.
Oh, yeah.
It's like window shopping.
Definitely.
You can't afford to go in there. You can't afford any of that stuff in there.
Yeah.
But you can look at it.
Yeah.
And I think if you're in a serious relationship, you can take a look in the window, but don't go in the store. In other words, you can look at somebody and go, they're nice, but I'm in a relationship. And you walk away.
Right.
I mean, if
Totally
you're like
agree.
a serious person and you're in that relationship and you care about that person, then I don't think you're going to let that animalistic part of you, because let's face it, we're all animals, right? We're just the most sophisticated of the animals because we have
Correct.
brains,
Right.
you know? You just got to separate yourself for a second, like just like take a deep breath and, you have that physical attraction because we are animals like that. But then you have to say, I'm actually in a real relationship, so I'm not going to step over that line.
And it's like, I care about this person, so
Exactly.
let me not do that.
Let me not do that.
Right.
Right?
Well, then there's more, though. Like,
Well, I mean, yeah, and you're going to understand that everything is not going to always be smooth. It's not just going to be lovely.
never
nice.
a smooth ride, as they would say.
There's a bumpy, it's going to be a bumpy ride sometimes. There's going to be some challenges, some disappointments, whatever. But I think, again, if you can talk through this stuff and you can work through it together, then that's going to make the whole relationship stronger. You would hope, unless that person's going to be like, you know what, again, I'm out of here. Like,
Well,
let's
then they
go.
were never worth it.
So, right. So that wasn't going to work anyway. And you see their true color and their true character. 'Cause,
Exactly.
everything that's in the dark always is
Revealed
revealed.
in the light.
You know that. The sun's going to rise and it's going to show everything that it didn't show overnight when it was dark. So, yeah. So there's that.
And then there will not always be like a romantic vibe.
What do you mean? No romance?
Like, not like that. Of course, there's romance, but like
Right.
the couple, like you guys might not always want to be romantic
Oh, I see.
24/7.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That could be a problem for the guy or the gal.
Not for me. Like, I don't always want to be lovey-dovey.
But I'm just saying, like, the guy may have like a certain, needs. He may kind of feel like he wants to be amorous. And, his partner's like, not tonight.
No comment. No comment. Just no comment there. And then last, but not
But I mean,
least,
and then you have to think about it. They may not always support everything that you do. You may have some dreams, some things you want to do, some aspirations, some goals. And they're like, why do you want to do that?
it's like, because
Like, why would you want to do that?
I care about it.
Because it's important to me and I care about it and I've always wanted to do it. Are you not feeling that? You're not with me? It's like, are you with me or against me? And I think in that situation, if your partner really cares about you, they'll support you, even though something may seem silly. I mean, if it's just doggone dangerous, then it's a different story. Or if it makes no sense, or if there's no return on investment, then why are you doing it? But if there's something that could really be cool, something you want to do, a goal, you want to start a business, or you want to write a book, or you want to climb a mountain, like something you just want to do, you want to learn how to surf, something, then that would be really cool to have that support.
Yeah, like if they support that, that'd be amazing.
You know what I mean?
Or
And
whatever it is.
I think it's really cool when you are into something and you're not sure if they support you, and then they surprise you and they show up.
That's nice. For
That's
sure.
really cool. Like
Have you ever had that happen to you?
I actually did.
Was it with mom?
It was.
Define.
So back in the day, I did this party a long time ago when I was just starting to DJ, right?
Was it the party?
That
you
was that
guys-
party.
Aw, that's cute.
That was that party.
Yeah.
And she had just visited. So it was like she had just went back on like the Monday and the party was on the Friday.
So she like flew back out.
And Friday, I'm DJing, I'm on the wheels of steel. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta bring that back.
I'm doing that back. Old school, vinyl.
But we gotta bring that back.
Got to bring that back. Rewind. Anyway,
Definitely.
so I'm doing my thing and I see this person just out the corner of my eye and I'm like, no way, that can't be her. So I'm playing, da-da-da, doing my thing. Everybody's dancing. Hey, yeah. And everybody's cool, having a good time, just enjoying the moment. And wait, can't be. That's her? I can't believe it. So I'm like, yo, Freddie, take over, man. So Freddie comes over, my partner. He takes over. And I see my other buddy. And I'm like, dude, I think he goes, it kind of looks like her, but I don't think that's her. Wasn't she just here? I'm like, yeah, she was just here. So then she's not coming back. What? She left on Monday. She's back on Friday. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Let's investigate. So we go investigate, and yeah, it was her. And
Super cute.
And it was like, I had to come back and support you because I knew it meant so much to you.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
Really wish people were like that nowadays.
But that's what I'm talking about. When you get that surprise, there's something that you really want to do, and you want that person to support you. And if they don't really say that they're into it, but after a while they think about it, they're hearing you go through this, they're seeing you into it, and they're like, I should let them know that I'm into that like it's cool.
And that like must have been so nice.
It was pretty cool. Men versus women in relationships, right? So men have certain needs or things that criteria, I guess, things they're looking for. And then women, I think, have things they're looking for. Some of the things I think that, women look for in a guy, they want a guy that's like strong, like not physically strong per se, but, strong-minded, like
definitely
has his stuff together, knows what he's doing, mentally strong, right? A stand-up guy, they can trust him. He's honorable. He's real. They want to feel safe. Kind of goes back a little bit like the caveman days, They want the guy that's strong. He's going to defend. He's going to,
right.
He's going to hunt. He's going to make sure, they provided for, that kind of thing, And then for the guy, I think the thing he's looking for, he wants a caring woman, right? A woman that's going to be a good mom down the road.
That is the end goal.
I mean, if you're going to procreate, you're going to have a family, and then, should be smart. You would hope that the woman that you're going to be with, your partner, is going to be smart. It's going to take care of the kids, take care of the house. Things are going to be nice, neat, clean, whatever,
And like, you know what, just to jump in, they don't have to have like an education per se. Or like a full I
don't mean smart as in like a doctorate. I'm just talking generally smart, like just common sense, interesting, like you can have conversation and it's like, back and forth. It's cool. Like they get it, and then of course they got to be lovable, got to be like a nice, cuddly, lovable woman.
Which brings me to this. You must love yourself first before you can love anybody else.
That is true.
And like a big one for me, and like this really hits home because I used to be in, I guess, such denial of like loving who I am as a human being. And now like I love myself like completely, 100%. It's essential. Like think, like, you know what I mean? Like you have to.
It's true. Yeah, because how can you share or give love to someone when you don't love yourself? Like if you look in the mirror and you're not seeing what you're not liking rather what you're seeing, then what's going on there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How are you going to be able to show that you can care and love for somebody else if you don't really feel so good about yourself in the first place?
And like, honestly, like, because some people will like be haters and they'll be like, oh, well, you're not worth loving. But like you are. Like, don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't hate yourself. Hate only leads to misery and war.
Hate's such a hard word.
It really is. But like, honestly, in that stance, like, don't hate yourself.
You can't.
No. Because it will only lead to that, those two things, or more. And you don't want to be at war with yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I believe.
Well, and there's confidence, right? So I think that you have to have confidence, but you have to have confidence without arrogance, because the arrogance part, that's the ego that gets in there. And you look at yourself, you're like, look at me. I'm so amazing. I look so good. I've been going to the gym. Who cares? I think it's more important to be just real. Like, okay, I have confidence in myself and my ability.
Right.
God's giving me, certain whatever you just have.
Or just the universe.
You're blessed. But the thing is, you don't want to feel like you're so amazing.
Yeah, never. Because people don't like that.
Nah.
And like, you shouldn't tolerate that for your own self.
No.
But when you do love yourself, you'll see like who truly cares for you. And that's been a big thing for me now. Like, seeing who really is there and has my back.
Yeah.
And who is happy in general to just see me happy and do what I want to do.
Yeah.
And support me, like you were talking about support.
Yeah.
And who just wants to see you miserable.
Right.
Like who you got to let go, and just who in general is going to upbring you. Like just,
Well, and like sometimes, you have friends and sometimes you have acquaintances. Sometimes you have a friendship. And you might think the friendship might lead to something bigger and better, but maybe it's not going to, or it never could. Yeah. It never was supposed to.
And it was a big hurtful experience for me and definitely the other person, like I talked in my last episode.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's just better that we're, apart now. Like we've both grown and, I wish her the best in life. Like I would never not. And, she was there for a time and now that chapter's closed. So.
Yeah. Well, there are sometimes those fair weather friends, they're good with you and great when things are cool. And when things aren't so great, they're not around. There you go.
But yeah, love yourself first, guys. It's important.
There you go.
And now we're going to connect with the fans. We're doing a giveaway with Whatnots.
Whatnots is an island-inspired jewelry brand that carries a sense of nostalgia and belonging, creating an impermanent sense of home in each piece. Designed in Barbados and made with love by different artisans around the world, keeping the places you love close to your heart.
To enter the giveaway, make sure you are following at Reilly the podcast and me at Reilly Artistry and of course Whatnots. Then send us a DM and you can send the DM to any of those accounts and tell us your story. We want to hear everything, right, Dad? About the relationships you've been through.
Maybe there's a relationship that stands out. You can tell us about it.
Yep, we'll love to hear it. We'll pick one that stands out, and the person with the most interesting story will receive the latest Pride disc necklace from Whatnots. A unique piece engraved with the national flower of Barbados. The perfect piece to layer or wear on its own for a more minimal look or a great addition to any jewelry lover's collection. This episode is produced by Mark Newton at No Mystery Studio, along with Just Sing Productions and music by King Bubba. We'll be back with another great episode every other Monday. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube.
Thanks, guys.